Hey there, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this lab report for the Phoenix Aurelius Research Academy for March of 2022. March was a huge month. If January and February were just a little slow, we made up all of the slack and then some in March. So one of the first things that comes to mind is that we hired a new laboratory technician here, a spagyric lab tech. In fact, his name is Owen Weinman. He has studied with the Spagyricus Institute up with Robert Bartlett up in Marysville, Washington, and also performed a good amount of his own work as well. He's been an awesome addition to the team, and we would like to welcome him. So if you know him, maybe drop a line and say, hey, congrats. Also, we in months started some regular herbal blogs. Nori started putting these out. One of the things that inhibits people from purchasing a lot of our products is that they don't know what a lot of herbs have historically been used for. And so by being able to show historically what their uses are, magically what their uses are, what we have used them for, and so on and so forth, hopefully that will help to broaden the perspective of some of our demographic and some of our clients and customers, to be able to show them that a lot of the herbs that we carry, we don't just carry them just for no reason, that we make them, research them, because they are especially important parts of a home apothecary, and to be able to show what those medicinal uses are. So I think that that's been really cool, and it's definitely helped some of the other products that we keep in the apothecary sell and get funded in their research, because there are some very popular items that the news and just general mainstream media or the medical market say, oh, this is good for this, and then that sells out. And then a lot of the other herbs that are also good for that very same thing or for other things just get neglected. And so by being able to show, hey, it's not all just, like a popcorn marketing scheme with this is the new herb of the week and this does this, or turmeric reduces inflammation or whatever, that there are a lot of different ways of being able to approach that. Some of the herbs are really fantastic and more suited to specific body types and so on and so forth, and being able to show that and provide that information has been really awesome and something that we're very excited to be able to provide. Also in March, we started funding, and it's currently being built, a new version of our website. So if you're anything like me, scrolling through the website just takes forever, especially when you get to the Spagyric Apothecary. We have so many products, and the way that the store is currently laid out with the template server that we're using, just basically you just have to scroll forever, or else use a search bar and know of something in particular that you want to find, and that has been a major drawback in letting people see all of the amazing offerings that we actually have here at the Academy. So by being able to create the new website, we're not only optimizing each of those, but also the search engine optimization for each and every product that we carry as well, so that when you type in, say, hemlock, or type in, probably not that one so much, but like watercress or yarrow or any of these other herbs, that those will end up popping up, and we will have a listing of the particular herbs and different preparations that we have in the apothecary. And by the way, it's being optimized for mobile, so for those of you who have accessed our website on mobile and have had problems navigating it, of course, we are very well aware of that problem, and now this new website will be completely optimized for mobile. And lots of other things too, like we'll be able to streamline shipping and other things as well. So I'm glad about that. Also, let's see, during the month of March, we held a number of sales. The majority of the month was a liposomal and spagyrisomal vitamin C sale. That's the only time that we do that throughout the year, except for right before we get ready to stop shipping between the summer solstice and the fall equinox. So that was the biggest discount that we had, and we were producing liposomal and spagyrisomal vitamin C like crazy. And along with that, actually, I happened to notice a couple of small things that might have been able to impact the vitality of each and every batch. And so we created some new lab protocols and procedures for all of the operators here in the lab. And as a result, on the very first day that we implemented this, we saw the vitality shoot from 1,500 or 2,000 in all of their vitality levels up to 4,000. And at that time, that was the very best batch that I had ever seen. Later that week, though, we ended up producing another batch by even more fine-tuning those protocols. Our dials only go up to 10,000 on the SE5, and they were still able to be like, they still weren't beeping at the 10,000 range. So we have exceptional vitality, and we figured out some really amazing things that we can do here to ensure that our products always have more of that je ne sais quoi that you look for and that you're hoping to get from our products, and that all of our current customers have relied on for years. So that's really cool. And we're getting to a point with all of our research and development to know precisely how much of each product to add and when to do it and how to do it. And I don't think that any other company will really stand a chance in terms of meeting the types of vitality or procedures that we do. And on one hand, that makes us feel really good. And on the other hand, that drives the inspiration for us to be able to publish these things. So it's not just us being able to be in this boat, head and shoulders, probably hips, torso, head and shoulders above everybody else, but actually being able to share that wisdom and that knowledge over the coming years as we're able to publish these results and just drive up the efficacy of everybody's work. So we're really, really, really looking forward to that, and very grateful that we are in a position to be able to find that information. Also in March, I was featured on a webinar with the Stern method. The Stern method historically works with different pathways to approaching cancers, although more recently they've also included in a large demographic of people dealing with skin issues, largely psoriasis and eczema. Psoriasis being an autoimmune condition that affects the skin, and eczema can be caused by any number of issues actually. So we ended up putting together some cellular wellness bundles, which at this time are pretty much all sold out, but it was a bundle of all of our most efficacious herbs for addressing cancers, or that I would use myself if I were to address cancers. And we also put together some bundles for dermatological wellness for those who are suffering from psoriasis and eczema and other things like that. And as of this very moment, we still have a good amount of the dermatological wellness bundles, but these are awesome. They come with like fresh aloe spagyric tincture, which I actually use on my face, and I use on my hands and on my arms and other different areas topically, because it's very hydrating. You think, oh, it's an ethanol spagyric, it's going to dry out the skin. That's not at all what happens. You spray it on and it's very, very deeply moisturizing and penetrating, and it also tonifies and tightens the skin because the alcohol acts as an astringent. So it's probably one of the best bundles that I think I've ever actually put together, especially for skin wellness. And it's funny, more people, I guess there's more of a pull to try and get rid of cancers or whatever than there is to help your skin, but all of us have skin, and all of us can actually use these dermatological wellness bundles in such a way that it just helps us, and it helps protect the skin and keep us young and looking vital. So yeah, that was really cool. On that call, we talked about cancers and our IDF and spagyric approaches over the years to helping research clients with cancers, and also with autoimmune conditions, specifically with autoimmune skin conditions like psoriasis, for instance. And also we talked about, there were some questions on there about cardiovascular problems, heart problems, different types of things like that. So yeah, that was really great and really fun. We've been invited back to do a question and answer for the Stern method on the 14th. So if you're interested in joining that call, go ahead and go to thesternmethod.com, and you will be able to find that next event. You can register for it. I'm not sure if it's a free event or not. You'll have to go to their website, but I would imagine that it is, because it's just a question and answer where I'll be featured on there. Also, in March, we made huge progress in the lab, especially during the last portion of the month. The early portion of the month was just cranking out liposomal and spagyrizomal vitamin C to keep up with orders. By the way, thank you for everybody who funded all of that research for the liposomal and the spagyrizomal. We've got it down pat here and have such great procedures and protocols now. I think it's pretty much safe to say that we can hold off on researching that particular project for a long time. So all of the funds from sales of liposomal and spagirisomal vitamin C will now go into helping us fund a lot of our other IDF research for many of our other herbs and producing many new herbs that we haven't worked with in the past to be able to split test them and find out what's going on. So thank you for all of your support in that way. But yeah, especially at the end of the month, around March 28th, I think that it was, that was an ideal root day, and we produced 13 or 14 new spagyric tinctures, or started them at any rate. So that was really quite amazing. And as the very first part of April crept in, I think it was April 1st, we also produced another 11 or 12 new leaf tinctures, and these will all be turned into spagyrics before long and made to release during the middle of the month. And yeah, aside from that, we have some great new sales planned for April, and put those on the calendar. So if you're watching right now, before long, you will probably see below this video some of the specials that are starting this month. And yeah, seems like there's something else kind of big that I have left out. Yeah, everything is in bloom around here right now. The apple trees are blossoming, well, sending out buds, I guess, for their leaves. But the cherry trees have blossoms on them, and the apricot trees and almond trees and so many other things. Dandelions are starting to come up. It's just been a beautiful and a magical time. So at any rate, I think that pretty much covers it. If there's anything else, then we can maybe just put it across in a newsletter. And in the meantime, I want to thank all of you for all of your support of the Phoenix Aurelius Research Academy. We are really cooking with oil now here with our new team and with our new addition of Owen here in the lab. And it wouldn't be made possible without you. So thank you so much. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to reach out to us at support@phoenixaurelius.org. Thanks again.